Hey guys, I'm going to tell you about the parable of the unforgiving servant. Well, I'm actually going to write a little story. So, one time there's this guy.
Wait, do you want me to read it?
Oh yeah, you can read it.
Okay. The parable, this is Matthew 18, 21 through 35.
Yeah.
Okay. The parable of the unforgiving servant. Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often will my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 70 times 7. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his servants. When he began to settle, one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. And since he could not pay, his master ordered him to be sold, with his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made. So the servant fell on his knees, imploring him, Have patience with me, and I will pay you everything. And out of pity for him, the master of that servant released him and forgave him the debt. But when that same servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. And seizing him, he began to choke him, saying, Pay what you owe. So his fellow servant fell down and pleaded with him, Have patience with me, and I will pay you. He refused, and went and put him in prison until he should pay the debt. When his fellow servants saw what had taken place, they were greatly distressed, and they went and reported to their master all that had taken place. Then his master summoned him and said to him, You wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. And should not you have had mercy on your fellow servant, as I had mercy on you? And in anger his master delivered him to the jailers until he should pay all of his debt. So also my heavenly Father will do to every one of you, if you do not forgive your brother from your heart. The end.
Okay. So, in the story that he just read, this is going to be the guy who was the king, and he was really powerful, or he had a bunch of money. And his name is going to be Bob. So that's Bob. And this is going to be Jerry. So Jerry went into the palace where Bob lived, and Bob was like, "Hey, you owe me what was it, 100?
10,000 talents.
10,000 talents, and which is a lot. We actually calculated it, and that is gonna equal a bunch of money. But it's actually gonna be this 160,000 years of debt. That's how much it is. 160,000 years of debt, which he's never gonna be able to pay because have you ever known a person who lives that long? No. But so he goes into the palace, and Bob's like, "Hey, you owe me this much," and Jerry's like, "I can't pay that. That's a lot of money." And so Bob's like, all right, I'll let it pass. I forgive you because I feel pity on you. And so then Jerry's like, whew, that was a close one. And so he walks out, and this right here is Jerry, right here. And Jerry walks out, and it just happened to be that this guy was passing by. Now this guy's name is Ricky J. So Ricky J, that's Ricky J. And Ricky J, owes Jerry, 100 days of debt, which is nothing compared to that. He can definitely pay this off. But Ricky doesn't have that yet. He doesn't have all that money yet. And so Jerry shakes him, and by the neck, he's like, give me my money. And Ricky Jay's like, I don't have your money yet. Please, like, we're just like, let me pass on this one. And Jerry's like, nope. And so then Jerry's like, if you can't give me the money, then I'm gonna throw you in jail. And so Ricky throws him in jail over here. Until he can pay this off. And that's kind of hard because you can't really pay off money when you're stuck in jail. But anyway, so then, after he's in jail, this guy comes out for a stroll. Okay, go on. And so he goes out, and he's walking down the street, and he sees Jerry. And he's like, oh, wow. Hey, dude, aren't you that Bob guy? And Bob's like, yep, I'm Bob. And so Jerry's like, wow, let me tell you this cool story that just happened. Well, you're actually kind of a part of it. So, right after I walked out of the palace, this Ricky J guy who owed me money walked right past me. And I'm like, man, you owe me money. And he's like, I can't pay it off. And so I literally just threw him in jail. It was kind of funny, actually. Well, no, it wasn't funny. Pretend I didn't say that. And so then Bob goes, what? And he's like, why would you do that? I forgave you for that 160,000 years of debt, and you can't even forgive that guy of 100 days debt. And then Jerry starts thinking about it. He's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. And so then Bob grabs Jerry and throws him into jail with Ricky J. And he's like, you're not allowed to come out of jail until you pay that 160,000 years of debt. And so he's sending Jerry off, and he's like, yeah, you better think about what you just did. That's why it's good to forgive.
Who are they?
Oh, I forgot. Okay, so actually, if you think about this guy right here is God. Also known as Big J. Okay, so that's God. And do you know who this guy is?
It's us.
Yes, this is us. And do you know who this guy is? This is actually our brother. That's actually our brother. And do you know what this is? Hey, do you know what this is?
HE double hockey sticks.
Close. This is actually jail.
Alright.
So, yeah, that's the story of